This is going to be a big one, and this is just a pre-final. 2 race wins from 2 starts for the number 9 of Jacob Douglas from Canterbury. Formation looks tight. We go all the way back to the number 11 of Blake Knowles. Keep an eye on the lights. Let's go racing. Down into turn 1. Douglas gets passed by the 20 cut of... Well, brilliant move around the outside for Dylan Grant. Oh, we're going to reform. We're going to reform. So once again, I'm just a little bit too far away to see why they would be reforming this. That is going to give Zeal Jones another bite at the cherry. Well, Dylan Grant's going to have to do it all again. I'm sure his supporters won't be happy about this reform, but he had a brilliant move around the outside. There is grip up high around that first corner if you use it. The officials just slowing the pace down a little bit. Perhaps that's what they thought was the issue the first time. Just the pace was a bit too hot to the acceleration line. Lights out. Whoa, the big dive from that second and third row. They go 3 wide down into 1. How's that going to work out? Grant can't do the same manoeuvre. Looks like the number 9 of Jacob Douglas has held on to the race lead. Grant had a quick look over his shoulder. He's got early pace. Right on the back bumper now of Douglas as they run through the final turn to complete the opening lap. And here comes Grant to the inside. No mucking about for this youngster. The number 20 of Dylan Grant straight back into the race lead. He's had enough of finishing second. As they single file down this back straight onto the main straight. Oh, black and whites for the 25. And here comes Douglas back to the inside to repay the favour over Dylan Grant. Well, Douglas straight back into the race lead. Winning breeds winners, that's for sure. He's had a taste of it this morning. He wants to keep it going. Grant takes another look back. Baccaris is there in third, but we've seen him have a black and white flag, so we don't know what that issue was. Still 4th place for Skeets, 5th Osborne, Beau Hill, then the 48 of Caden Probst. Probst just in front of the 36. That's Liam Pink. 2 wide off turn 1. Vortex Mini Rock. If you're not here watching it, you're going to miss out. You'll have to watch it on the live stream. And it's never as good as live. There's the move to the inside. He couldn't quite do it. Grant hangs on. He's got a bit of a rubber neck though. He needs to just focus forward. We'll have a look, see who else came through on him. And that would of course been the 36 of Liam Pink. Pinky made the move on Beau Hill, and right behind him was the South Island champion Zach Christensen. We're a third of the way through this pre-final. Whoa, up on the grass for Skeets, that familiar green helmet. That's going to rack and stack in behind because that compromised his race pace. He hangs on for 4th, but it does mean that the top 3 have now got a breakaway. 11 laps to go. Still the WKS Kart Store number 9 out in front. Dylan Grant from Mount Wellington hounding him there in second place as the temperature drops once again once that sun goes in behind those clouds. And Grant now is challenging for the race lead again. The 20 of Dylan Grant, the IKS Race Engines driver from Mount Wellington, is right in the zone. Down the back straight. 5 to go. Can he get in the draft this time? He's not scared to throw it up the inside. Not close enough as they run down into 1. Well, Douglas has now been a long-time race leader. He's led about the last 6 or 7 laps. But it's only going to be the last lap that matters. Another look back for the 23 of Skeets. 4 to go. This time, Grant to the inside. Drives on by. Uses all the track up on the ripple strip off turn 1. New race leader again for about the 4th time. The 20 of Dylan Grant. Last lap board is out. Can Dylan Grant hang on? He's going to have to go defensive because Douglas has got pace. Douglas looks to go the long way around the outside, does the switch back up the inside at turn 1. 2 wide as they come off the turn, but Grant has got the running, clips the curb. Will that compromise pace up into Southern Paints? He's got to try and go defensive through the infield because Douglas is all over him, working the track inside, outside. And Baccaris has been caught by Probst. I don't know where to look right now. We've got a card off on the grass, caution out. Oh no, Douglas, Grant's just given up the race lead when he didn't need to. And good work by Douglas to give it back. And it's taken it away from him to challenge. The win will go to Grant. Douglas will take second. Third place, I'm pretty sure that went to the 25 of Baccaris. Fourth place will go to Probst. But I'll tell you what, that was very smart driving by the number 9. Douglas knew that he shouldn't have made a pass there because of the caution. Although Grant backed it right down, he shouldn't have, he didn't need to. But Douglas was the one with the smart head on his shoulders then and allowed him to retake that first place position. But it did take away a chance for Douglas to try and win the pre-final. But he's still on the front row, and it's going to be a brilliant final coming up later on.